Hi. Welcome to my post on a lost episode. I have always loved lost episode creepypastas because I always wanted to see what people could do to TV shows in their spare time. I also am a huge fan of a TV show called The Loud House. My favorite character was always Luna. Since I had a passion for this show and lost episodes, I was always searching to see if anyone made a lost episode of The Loud House. I was scrolling through Tumblr when I saw this as a post, new Loud House episode. I jumped up in joy because the show had been on hiatus for a while after the special in December. I went on other websites to see if this was true and it was. But then I was unsure because they all deleted the posts once I refreshed the pages. The show usually airs at 12 or 5, so I waited. Then to my surprise, there was a new episode, but something was off about the intro. Lynn was missing. This was hard to notice because she only makes around 4 appearances in the intro. There was no blood spots or anything like that where she was supposed to be, so when the intro ended, Luna was resting her arm on thin air. The title card was weird too. Lincoln wasn't on it. This was a shocker because he was always on the card. Instead of him, it was Luan. And the title was just a dot so it could fill something in. Everything else was the same. When the episode started, I was weirded out a bit by what I saw. It was Luna and Lynn just tossing a ball to each other. This was kind of unlike Luna, but I shrugged it off. The only people there at the house was Luna, Lynn, and Luan. It was said that everyone else was with family and the 3 decided to stay home. I always was a weird person when it come to shippings with this show. I shipped Luna with both Lynn and Luan, so I was freaking out internally until I saw how Luan was looking at Lynn. She had that creepy grin she had when she was going crazy in some of the episodes, but her eyelid on her right eye was twitching. This unsettled me because it was kind of giving off that someone's going to die feeling. I watched as Luan said to Lynn, "Come here, I have something to show you, you'll get a ball out of it." She was referring to how Lynn was tossing a ball back and forth to Luna. As usual, after the punch she laughed and asked, "Get it?" like she usually does. After that, Lynn followed Luan upstairs to her room. Lynn saw nothing and said, "Was this just one of your stupid pranks, Luan?" Then Lynn was about to leave when something horrible happened. Luan grabbed a baseball bat or an axe, I couldn't tell because it was blurry, and hit Lynn in the back of the head with it, instantly knocking her out. I was shocked and scared at the same time. I was about to text my friends about it, but I wanted to watch the rest for some odd reason. After that whole ordeal, it faded to black, then it cut to something similar to a live stream on the show's version of YouTube. On the stream screen was a darker version of Luna and Luan's room with Luan staring at the camera in that creepy way. This went on for about a minute. She then walked up closer to the camera and said, "I have surprise for you viewers." This sent chills up my spine. After that, what she said was the surprise almost made me throw up. It was Lynn, strapped to an old table with a dent in her head bruised. She was alive and awake, screaming for mercy. Nearly half of the viewers left after the surprise. Luan then said something like, "Shut up, Lynn, don't wake everyone up." I was horrified at her. I knew she was crazy, but not so crazy to hurt her own siblings like this. Lynn then screamed, "Let me go. Why are you doing this, Luan? Why? Why?" Her blood-curdling cries mortified me. Right after those words came out of her mouth, Luan looked as if she was tired of it. Luan said, "There is no mercy for you." I wanted to turn off my TV, but the power button was broken and I lost the remote after I threw it in terror when Luan hit Lynn in the head a few minutes back. I didn't want to know what happened next, but I had to watch it. Luan then somehow pulled out a chainsaw and put the tip of the blade on Lynn's neck. She then grabbed the power cord on it. I saw the terror in Lynn's eyes as she saw the cord being pulled. Then out of nowhere the chainsaw started ripping the tissue on Lynn's neck. All that I heard coming from the TV was Lynn's screams and a chainsaw. I looked away and then looked back at the wrong time as the saw had finally reached the middle of Lynn's neck as it silenced her. Blood squirted all over Luan and the computer camera. Luan then pulled up Lynn's detached head and said, "She really got ahead of herself." I was swallowing the puke that had come up so I wouldn't ruin the rug in my room. I was so scared at this part that I just plugged up my ears and squinted my eyes until it was over. While Luan laughed, she ripped out Lynn's eyes and tongue. She also cut the hair and ripped the skin off of the head. Right before Luan ended the stream, she said, "Hope you enjoyed the stream of me killing my sister." Her screams were music to my ears. Goodbye. I then found the remote after the episode ended and switched the channel and turned off my TV. I looked up what the hell that episode was, and it was apparently an episode that only aired on some TVs instead of the sweet and sour episode that was intended to air. I was mortified from what I just saw and mad about the fact I missed a good new episode. The episode that showed on my TV was an episode that they was working on to practice animation. I found very little information on it, but there was some. It was said that the reason that Luan killed Lynn was because she was jealous that she wasn't getting enough time with Luna. The next day, I met up with my friends and told them about the episode. One of them said that they saw Lynn's head in the background of one of the episodes that they saw. After that, I knew that lost episodes really exist. After the past incident with that creepy-ass lost episode, I haven't watched the show for a week. This day I have finally gathered up the courage to watch it again. Although I was hardly afraid, I still was scared of Luan. Every time she came on the screen, I would cover my eyes because I was afraid that she would hurt someone on the screen. But I found what my friend had said that they had found about a week ago, Lynn's head in the background. I threw the remote at the TV and shut it off, having flashbacks about the past week. I then thought it was hallucinations from my worries, so I turned the TV back on. The head was gone. I sighed in relief until I saw a headliner at the top saying that there was a new episode up next. I automatically looked back at what happened when it said new episode last time, and I blinked, and guess what? The thing disappeared. This was normal for Nick since it was up for about 7 seconds like usual, so I wasn't as scared. But after that episode ended, I felt dread in how the intro looked now. Lucy is missing. Okay, now I'm scared again. And the title was F-King Lucy's Demise. How in the world am I not supposed to be scared? The episode began like the last but a bit different. Lucy was telling Luna her poems so they can make songs together. They do this sometimes, so I wasn't weirded out like I was last time. And Luan had the same face she was making at the beginning of the first Lost episode. I was automatically scared for my life. She said something similar to what she said to Lynn, but the pun was darker and no get it? At the end, I was beginning to think that this would happen to everyone that even had over 30 seconds of screen time with Luna. I didn't want to know how Luan was gonna kill Lucy. I was so scared because how was she going to knock her out? To my surprise, she didn't. Instead she led Lucy to Lynn's dead headless corpse. It was obvious that Lucy didn't believe this. She uncovered her eyes to see if it was true. Why did they reveal her eyes in the episode where she dies? WTF? Lucy then passed out at the sight of her dead sister. I heard Luan say, "Just what I needed." I freaked the FCK out. It then faded to black for about 3 seconds before switching to a scene where Lucy was just waking up strapped to the table that Lynn was on in the last part. There was no stream this time. Luan then walked up to her and said, "You will have the same fate as the other. You stole Luna from me." She said that as she pulled out a knife and cut Lucy's stomach open. Those screams haunted me. Luan then pulled out Lucy's insides, instantly killing her. The episode ended. That was it. I never trusted my broadcaster network again. I'm tired of them showing these lost episodes. After this I decided to go to my cousin's house to watch the new episodes. Because the Lynn episode replaced Sweet and Sour and the Lucy episode replaced the whole picture. Later that day people got a hold of the episodes and uploaded them. They came up in my suggested on my YouTube. I showed the episodes to my friends and they automatically felt bad for me. I told them that if they ever wanted to watch these morbid episodes to come up my house. When I told them this, every new episode was the normal episode. I then told them that the creepy episodes weren't airing anymore. The next week, they began again. After the episodes started airing again, I've suffered many effects. I am always in my room due to fear of moving. Every time I heard the show come on I would hide, etc. All the torture I had seen drove me crazy. I vaguely remember the tortures, so I'll list them because making a chapter on each one would equal a really long chapter that would take hours to read. Lori, the little peg things at the end of a charger was stabbed into her. Leanie, each part of her insides were cut, sewed, and unsewed until it reached the heart. Lincoln, each limb was ripped off like a stuffed animal. Lana, the old rat torture. Lola, stabbed constantly with her tiara. Lisa, everything on her was melted with chemicals until a skeleton was left. Lily, too bad to even say, and I don't want to talk about a baby being tortured. My luck, there was a new episode. I just didn't want to watch it, but I had to. I've hardly ever missed a new episode of this show. Today wasn't the day I would miss a new episode. This episode was completely different from the rest. The intro changed completely. Nothing was the same. It was the theme song reversed, slowed down, and was three-pitched while Luna and Luan were back on back. Luna looked sad and scared while Luan had the SHT-eating grin on her face. When the logo for the show comes up, there was bloody footprints where Lily would walk across the screen. The title was the end. I was like, thank God it's over so I can get the new episodes like I'm supposed to. The episode started with the shot of the room all the characters died in. Nothing was in the room except for the corpses of everyone other than Luna and Luan. Luan then walked into the room and said, I guess you all have learned your lesson, huh? After that I saw Luna's shadow behind Luan and put my fingers over my ears so I could still hear, but it was quieter so my ears wouldn't get hurt because I knew what I would hear. As soon as my fingers went over my ears, Luna let out an ear-piercing scream. I swear it kind of sounded like her scream from April Fool's Rules but higher pitch. www.youtube.com weblink 450, then she screamed, what did you do? Is this where they all went? I wanted to cry when she said that. Luan said if you didn't ignore me, this wouldn't have happened. I said wait, she was ignoring her, I thought she was just busy. Luna replied I wasn't ignoring you. I was spending time with the others. I can't just spend time with only you. Luan said I don't care if you want to spend time with others, I just got time to make this masterpiece. The masterpiece was horrific. Warning, gory details. Lynn's head was hanging from a string, Lucy was strapped to the wall with her entrails pouring out, Lori was hooked up to a phone charger from her eyes, Leanie was ripped all to shreds with only a few stitches in her, Lincoln was sewn together like a doll or stuffed animal, Lana had a big hole in her stomach from the rat torture, Lola's head was beaten and stabbed by a tiara, Lisa only had a few bits of skin left on her, and Lily was unrecognizable. I threw up on my rug and then jumped on my bed so I wouldn't step in it. While it was showing off the masterpiece, I went on my friend's group chat and video chatted them so they could watch it with me. They saw only a bit of the masterpiece and automatically signed off. I knew they couldn't handle it. I looked back at the TV and the camera was on Luna's face. She started crying and tears flowed down her face. I wanted to cry too. She then fell to her knees and said, Lynn, Lucy, Lori, Leanie, Lincoln, Lana, Lola, Lisa, Lily, I'm so sorry. I didn't want none of this. It's my own bloody fault. She then jumped up while grabbing a knife that was on the floor. I said oh no. As soon as I said that, Luna pinned Luan against the wall and stabbed her repeatedly in the chest. She was screaming, I didn't want to do this sis, but you left me no choice. I teased for the world's good. She then pulled the knife out of Luan's chest and let her go. She dropped to the floor. With her last breath she said, why did you do this? I thought we were close, I thought you loved me. Luna then dropped the knife and walked off. The camera was showing the hallway as I heard a slicing sound from another room and Luna's coughs. I knew she slit her own throat. The episode ended with the credits saying R.I.P. Loud Family. A message then came up on the screen saying sorry for the inconvenience. We will now air all the intended episodes, thank you. I watched all 10 episodes and I saw someone had recorded all the episodes that showed on my TV station and uploaded them. I never clicked on those videos and never even thought of it again. The end.